Hello everybody, Stuart Watson here, live from the JobServe Community Stadium, Colchester, home of Colchester United, but it's not Colchester in action tonight, of course. It's Ipswich Town, a stadium they're going to use a little bit more this season. The women's team is going to be their home here, moving from Felixstowe. Plenty of John McGrill's under-21s games will be here as well as part of a new partnership between the two clubs. But tonight it's the first team, Kieran McKenna's first team, taking on championship rivals now, Charlton Athletic, following their promotion from League One in the penultimate warm-up game for the 25-26 season. After tonight, Auxerre in France on Saturday, and then a week on Friday. That's flown around, hasn't it? The big kickoff against Birmingham at St Andrews. Can't believe how close that is. Got a few of you joining us now for this new feature, which people have said they're enjoying, so we're going to stick with it. Dino, good evening. Andrew, buongiorno. No Italian pre-season games, sadly. Maybe one further down the line. Maybe Ipswich can get themselves back in the Premier League. The plan, we know, of course, Mark Ashton has confirmed, is maybe America, especially with the American ownership. So that would be great. Never been that far covering Ipswich Town. Andy, good evening. He indeed is working me hard. Yeah. Couldn't get here tonight, but he's back at base camp. Andrew, bit of filler while we're waiting for people. Right, we've got quite a few of you in here now, so we'll crack on with team news, shall we? Won't be as long as the last couple. Just a reminder of pre-season so far. Rattle through that. Behind closed doors at Playford Road against Peterborough United. Don't know too much about that. Ipswich lost 1-0. Then they flew out to Austria for a week-long training camp, and that ended with a 4-1 win against FC Blau-Weiß Linz. We were out there covering that. Plenty of coverage on that game for you. Hopefully you followed that. Then came back to Suffolk and then headed down the A12 to take on West Ham. Again, behind closed doors at their training ground. 2 60-minute matches. Don't know too much again on the details of that. Then last Friday night, we were up there covering Ipswich in Aberdeen, SPL opposition, 3-1 winners. Instead of a team in each half, as was the case in Austria, it was a team for, 67 minutes that played. The starting 11 played 67, 68 minutes of that before sweeping changes. Kieran McKenna said afterwards that it would be a bit of a swap around tonight. A quick turnaround, really, from Scotland back to Essex. And it's only one player who has kept their place from that team, and that is Ben Johnson at right back. 10 other changes to this Ipswich Town team. I'll run you through it now, shall I? In goal is Christian Walton. Right back, as I've mentioned already, is Ben Johnson. Centre halves, Luke Wolfenden. And I'm going to double check this because I'm doing it off the top of my head and I want to make sure I get it right. Cedric Keepray. Summer signing, of course, Cedric Keepray. And then left back, Connor Townsend. Central midfield is Finn Barbrook and Cameron Humphreys. So a young midfield there, two homegrown players. The first start of pre-season, his first start, certainly in a public game, since last October for Chio Ogbene after he snapped his Achilles at Brentford. Signed like a new signing, Claxon. He's had a couple of cameos in pre-season so far. A start for him tonight. That's great to see. Connor Chaplin is the number 10. Jack Clark back in his favourite left wing role. And then Ali Al-Hamadi up front, which leaves a bench of David Button, the new veteran third choice goalkeeper. He's second choice tonight. He's on the bench. Alex Palmer having a rest. Aro Muric is here. I've seen him out wandering on the pitch and talking to a few of his teammates, but pretty clear that he's on his way out before this transfer window closes. Ashley Young, new signing, wasn't involved up at Aberdeen. He'd only signed, a day or two before that. The veteran, we know his plans. Kieran McKenna's plans is for him to feature a right back going forwards. That's where he's kind of played most of his football, certainly in the latter stages of his career at Everton last season. O'Shea, Baggett, Davis, Taylor, Amari Hutchinson back in the squad. We wondered if he'd be involved. He had some extended leave after featuring deep into the Euro under-21s for England. England winning it, of course. Amari scoring in the final. He returned to training last week. He wasn't up in Aberdeen. Kieran McKenna said it was nothing to do with the transfer interest from Brentford. That game just came a little bit too soon for him. He is in the squad tonight on the bench. Let's see if he gets some minutes in the second half. Schmodix, Philogene, 2 goals up at Aberdeen, of course, and George Hurst, who scored, 3 goals in his last 2 public pre-season games. So that is the Ipswich team news for you tonight. Any thoughts, any subjects for discussion for you? Elliot here, are Matasiwa and Broadhead injured? Good question. Neither on the bench tonight. May just be that there's a sense that they're being kept for Auxerre on Saturday. We'll find out a little bit more post-match when we speak to Kieran McKenna. Matasiwa obviously signed on the Sunday, then jumped straight on a plane to go to Austria, had a week-long training camp there. Then he's come back. He's only had a handful of days back in Suffolk. Then he's gone up to Scotland to Aberdeen. Maybe they've just given him tonight off to get himself sorted in Suffolk. His family never lived in England, of course. I would imagine that's the case, but I'm only guessing, hoping that there's no sort of injury setback there, because my word, Ipswich are light on midfielders as it is. They could do without their new €9 million central midfield Sam Morsey replacement going down injured. So hopefully there's nothing more to it than that. Find out post-match. Broadhead's an interesting one. Probably Ipswich's best player in the Linz game out in Austria. Played in the second half. Fantastic assist for Leif Davis. A little bit of speculation around Wrexham that's not really bubbled up at the moment. One I'm still trying to find out a bit more about it. Obviously a North Wales boy. Plenty of competition on that left-hand side for Ipswich this season. Philogene's done well there in the pre-season games so far. They've got Jack Clark as well. Schmodix played there last season, though it looks like he's going to be repurposed as a number 10. Would Ipswich let Nathan Broadhead go before the end of this transfer window? Very interesting, isn't it? Other areas of the squad that need filling: central midfield, striker, the main 2. There is a 25-man squad limit that they need to stay within, so we'll keep an eye on the Nathan Broadhead situation with interest. MJ here. Brownhill rejected Burnley deal. Do we know if Town have made contact? I didn't know he'd rejected you're telling me something I didn't know there, MJ, that he's officially rejected the Burnley deal. Ipswich have been interested from the very start of the summer. Whether that has progressed to a formal offer, I'm not sure. What a coup that would be. 18 goals, I think it was, for Burnley last season. Started as a sort of a deeper midfielder, ended up playing further forwards. Yeah, I mean, Hayden Hackney is the one that Ipswich have got serious interest in. Obviously, talks that has progressed a little bit in the last few days. Yeah, my understanding is that Hayden Hackney has gone into the summer expecting Premier League interest, given the amount of noise around him. That's not quite occurred yet. Obviously, the longer the summer goes on, you have to sort of consider then whether Ipswich is the right move for him. But Ipswich very much at the table for Hayden Hackney. Still work to do on that one. Josh Brownhill, also a player of interest. Clearly, you're not going to sign both of those. I would imagine Hackney is the main man that they want. If that doesn't happen, is Brownhill a realistic target? I'm not sure. I think a lot of talk about Everton with Brownhill, hasn't there? So we'll see how that goes. I've been away for a few days. I've extended my time in Scotland to have a bit of time up there. So back at my desk in the coming days, and we'll try and find out what the midfield latest is for you. Abby asking, can we watch the game? Good question. I believe it's on Town TV. All of the other ones have been. You will have to pay for that on Town TV. So I'll let you go and find out if that's the case. If not, I'll be doing some live text updates for subscribers on the EADT website. If you don't subscribe already, please do. You get live updates amongst lots of other things. £6 for 6 months at the moment, or £29 for a year. And that is the last time I will do that plug for you today. Louis asking, seems bizarre the clubs agreed to not stream the game. Louis, I didn't know that. Sorry, I've might have sent you off on a wild goose chase there. But if it is not on TV, next best thing, come and follow my live text updates. There are, I've seen some Town TV commentators down in front of you with live commentary in front of you, so you'll certainly be able to get audio from that end if that's what you're after. Any news on Harry Clark's omission? Yeah, he's another one that's not amongst the subs tonight. Right back again, interesting one with Ashley Young coming in. Ashley Young has been brought in to play right back. Kieran McKenna's confirmed that. Ben Johnson is now starting his second pre-season game in a row. A man who is playing in the Championship for the first time in his career. Someone who's played Premier League exclusively for West Ham and Ipswich so far. Do you need 3 right backs? Harry Clark spent the second half of last season out on loan at Sheffield United. Does that put him in the danger zone for an exit, as I say, while Ipswich are trying to juggle this 25-man squad situation? Maybe. We'll have to see. Again, we'll ask Kieran McKenna about his non-involvement in the squad tonight after the game. Do we think 20 million is too much for Hackney? That's a very large sum for a Championship player. I mean, that could be a Championship record fee, couldn't it? I'm trying to think off the top of my head if a Championship club has spent more than that in recent years. I have to do my research, but that is, you're right, a hefty chunk of money for a Championship for a player, a Championship club. Middlesbrough fans are aghast at the fact that he may leave for a non-Premier League club. He's been part of that England's squad that's won the European Under-21 Championships this summer. All sorts of Premier League clubs have been linked to him. Big chunk of money, but I trust in Kieran McKenna's judgment on this. If you have a look, I think he was leading the way in terms of stats for progressive passes across the whole of Europe last season. Some really impressive numbers. As I've said consistently since the end of last season, the midfield revamp for me is make or break as to how Ipswich do this season. Sam Morsey leaves a big void, both as a player and as a leader. Kayusta and Phillips both leaving. Luongo as well. Early days for Matasiwa. We're hopeful that he's going to adapt and be a very good player for Ipswich. They obviously feel he's got Premier League qualities. Someone who's got that athleticism that maybe Ipswich lacked in midfield last season, but I think he needs a partner as well, doesn't he? Big ask for Jack Taylor and Cameron Humphreys. Both got qualities, no doubt about it. Both have big roles to play for Ipswich going forwards, no doubt about it. But for a team that's going to start the season as promotion favourites that are under big pressure to deliver and get back, I think they need another one, and I think the idea is to bring in a marquee signing to start alongside Matasiwa. Hopefully that can be Hayden Hackney. I think that'll be a hell of a coup if Ipswich can pull it off, but still work to do from what I understand there. Yeah, confirmation there from JR Crack. Audio only tonight, I believe, from the club. Not too sure on the cost of that, so I'm going to have to leave you to go and have a look on the Ipswich website and see what the situation is on that one for you. Righty, James, I'm a big fan of Charlie Kelman. Can you tell him? Don't think I'll be able to get down to the pitch to tell Charlton's new multi-million-pound signing that you're a big fan, Riley. But Charlton, I've just been speaking to Rich Crawley, who had covered them for many years for the South London Press, is now a sort of independent journalist covering the Addicts. Charlton, newly promoted, won the playoffs, of course, under Nathan Jones, and have spent a bit of money. I think best part of £10 million this summer. A lot of players have come from Nathan Jones' ex-club Luton. Charlie Kelman scored plenty of goals for Leyton Orient in League One last season. Talk of that being, I think, a £3.5 million fee. So Charlton trying to spend a bit of money to get a foothold back in the Championship and establish themselves back in the Championship. They feel like they felt like a club that didn't belong in League One, but I guess there's several that have thought that and felt that over recent years, Ipswich being among them during their 4-year stay in League One. So let's see if Charlton can stay up. I would imagine their target going into this season is simply to beat the drop and get themselves re-established as a Championship club. MJ, Mike Trezor, currently most expensive champ signing, £16 million. Hackney would surpass it. There you go. I thought it would be. I thought it would be up there if it is indeed £20 million. Couple more, and then I'll have to get back to sorting out the live coverage. Jason, do you think Hutchie will get minutes today? I'm assuming you mean Hutchie. I think he he's a goalkeeper. Is we're back. Don't know what this little buffering screen to my side is. If Andy the Hutch Warren got some minutes in goal, Hutchie, Amari Hutchinson, I digress. I would imagine if he's here on the bench today, the idea is to get him some minutes in the second half. How many that will be? Maybe the last 20 minutes or so. Start getting him reintegrated. He's had a busy old summer, hasn't he? Playing for England under 21s. I can't quite remember when the final was, but not that long ago. A final that went deep and late as well. So as I speak, he's in the middle of a rondo at the moment. Amari Hutchinson chasing it down. Shawnee Aluko's still got it, hasn't he? Oh. Yeah, I'd imagine we'll see Amari get some minutes off the bench today. I'll finish with the score prediction for Albi there. Albi Ellington, what's the score going to be? Normally I say I'm not too bothered about score lines in pre-season. Keep saying it. I've seen pre-seasons where Ipswich win lots of games and start poorly and vice versa. It doesn't normally mean a lot. It probably won't mean a lot again, but off the back of a fairly bruising Premier League relegation campaign where wins were really at a premium, certainly in the second half of the season, I think it's important Ipswich carry a little bit of momentum into this season, just get that winning feeling back amongst them. So I'll go for an Ipswich win tonight, even though this is a inverted commas, and I hesitate to use this phrase, fringe team, because it's still full of very good Championship players. Yeah, I think there's a few out there tonight that have maybe got a point to prove to think, okay, I wasn't in that Aberdeen team. That feels like the team that's going to start against Birmingham. Let's give the manager a bit of food for thought tonight. So I think they should have the bit between their teeth tonight, and I think they'll have enough to beat Charlton. What a time to cut out there. I'll go for, and that's what I'll go for. As James, Becky, Martha and Bailey have just pointed out, got a bench worth £100 million tonight. Haven't done the maths there, but that speaks volumes, doesn't it? Hopefully strength in depth this season is going to be key. I'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me again. We'll keep doing these. I'll probably rotate with Alex Jones, who will be back with me for the season ahead. Maybe we'll take it in turns. Maybe we'll both come on at the same time. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. But he'll be your man guiding you out in France on Saturday as we do a bit of squad rotation of our own. But for tonight, there's your team news. Come and join me for live updates on the EADT website. That's for subscribers only. So if that's of interest to you, sign up and join me. And then post-match, we'll be bringing you the tale of the game on the whistle. We'll be bringing you Kieran McKenna's thoughts and the latest on absentees tonight and where we're at with transfers. And then tomorrow morning, first thing, 6 a.m, my observations, verdict on the game. Ross Paul's best pictures from the game. Loads of coverage as usual. Thanks for joining me. Speak to you soon.